Hello, everybody. For the beginning, I want to speak about one of the most popular methodologies widely being used for data analytics named as CRISP-DM, which is the abbreviated form of Cross-Industry Standard Process for Data Mining. It provides several important steps for analyzing datasets in different applications such as healthcare industry. The main steps of CRISP-DM include business understanding, data preparation, modeling, evaluation, and deployment. I will introduce each of these steps briefly. Business understanding. It's performed to find the needs, objectives, and requirements of the project much deeply with high accuracy. For example, for a chronic disease such as asthma, it may be important to predict when the asthma attack will be occurred. As another example, the physician may be interested in knowing the survival rate of some patients based on the proposed treatment plan. After defining the business view and plan, finding the main requirements and questions should be answered during the project. The next step is to understand data. Sometimes data is available and you should be more familiar with it. However, in many situations, you should determine which data is required and how they can be collected or retrieved from the databases and other data sources. In this step, the data collection method and the required features and characteristics of the data should be specified exactly. When the dataset is at hand, you should know it as much as possible. For example, how it measured, what is the meaning of different features, what are the normal and abnormal ranges of values for each feature, which is the desired target in the dataset, and so on. I suggest you to deeply understand data because it may be required to interpret and explain and the model's results and findings. Therefore, without the good understanding of the dataset, you can't present a valuable and meaningful interpretation of the model and discuss about the results. The third step is data preparation. Several different operations may be required in this step aiming at cleaning data and improving its quality and validity for further analysis. For example, some columns in a tabular data may have missing values. What strategy should be chosen for handling the missing values? The answer of this question is determined in this step, and the most appropriate strategy should be taken for addressing the challenge of missing values. Some data transformations may be required in this step based on the further models which will be used for analyzing the datasets. As an instance, standard scaling for continuous numeric features may be needed to prevent the lower range features being dominated with higher range ones. The fourth step is modeling. Modeling can be supervised, unsupervised, or semi-supervised. For supervised methods, sampling from data and dividing it into two or three non-overlapping sets, including training, validation, and test datasets, will be performed. The models will be trained using training datasets, and generalization ability will be assessed via applying them on test datasets. Validation set can be used for tuning hyperparameters of the models. Supervised models are used for prediction purposes, and unsupervised ones are usually exploited for describing the whole dataset. The next step is evaluating the trained models and finding the most appropriate model based on the chosen criteria. And the final step is deployment, which is installing the model for the customers and sharing them the obtained results and findings. It was a brief introduction of CRISP-DM as a standard methodology for data mining projects in different areas such as healthcare applications.